that. The Prophet prayed, he slept, he ate, he was intimate with his family, so on and so forth. When they heard that, as if they said like, wow, the Prophet ﷺ is forgiven of all of his sins. And he does this, we have to do more. We have to do something extra because we're not forgiven of our sins. We're not like the Prophet. We have to do something extra. So when the Prophet ﷺ, or these men, the first man, he said, as for the first man, he says, as for me, he says, then I'm going to pray all of the time and I'm never going to go to sleep. The second man said, me, I'm going to fast and I'm never going to break my fast. I'm always going to be a person who's fast. It's okay, it's the computer. The computer slept. Let us. He says, as for the third, then the third man said, I'm never ever going to get married. I want to live a monastic lifestyle, celibate. I'm not going to go near women. When the Prophet ﷺ heard this, he went out and he gave a sermon to the people. He says, did you say that? Did I just hear what I thought you said you're not going to do this? You're not going to do that after they told you this is my way? He began his sermon. He praised Allah, he lauded Allah, and he said, as for me, I do what? No, that's not what he said. He didn't say pray and then sleep. Pray, then sleep. The asr is prayer, not sleep. As for me, I fast and I also, everybody understand? So when you understand the story behind the hadith, now you have a what? Without a doubt, a far more clear picture, understanding, let alone appreciation for the hadith, and it assists you in understanding how to physically implement the hadith. Because a man may say, I marry women. That's what the Prophet said. I marry women, I marry women, I marry women. Out of context. He said, I marry women in contrast to those who said that. Exactly. He didn't just go around saying, flaunting, I marry women, I marry women, I marry women. La 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 la. As some people have done. Prophet was not a womanizer. He says, I marry women in contrast to not marrying. I sleep in contrast to those who say, he's going to keep praying. Everybody got this? Everybody clear on this? Khayr, inshallah. Moving on. So therefore, this is the reason behind this hadith. As-San'ani, rahimahullah ta'ala, he then says, وهو دليل على أن المشروع هو الاقتصاد في العبادات دون الانهماك والاضطرار بالنفس وهجر المألوفات كلها وأن هذه الملة المحمدية مبنية شريعتها على الاقتصاد والتسهيل والتيسير وعدم التعسير يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. As-San'ani then says, this hadith is a dalil, it's a proof, brothers and sisters. It's a proof that what a person should do in acts of worship is to be balanced. This hadith is a proof for what? Balance. Deen and dunya. Why are you afraid to say it? The hadith is a proof that is a what? It's a balance. Eat, fast. Lower your gaze, avoid haram things, and also enjoy the permissible things with regards to marriage. Everybody understand this? You shouldn't be a slave of the dunya, that you have to have the most expensive shoes, the most expensive, but it's permissible to have a nice stove. It's permissible to look nice, to look handsome, to look beautiful. But there's a what? There's a balance. And this hadith also proves is that those who are not balanced, they're not upon the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this applies to any aspect of the deen. The moment you go too far in this, too far in that, too heavy, too soft, you're not upon the sunnah. And if you're not upon the sunnah, as Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, he says, وَإِنَّكُمْ, he says, and indeed, لَوْ تَرَقْتُمْ سُنَّةَ نَبِيكُمْ لَضَلَلْتُمْ. Ibn Mas'ud said, and if you left off the sunnah of your prophet, you would be astray. So Ibn Mas'ud said, he didn't say the sunnah of Fulan, the way of these people, he said sunnah of Muhammad. If you're not upon his sunnah, it's impossible for you to be guided. Just look at the words of Ibn Mas'ud, and look at the words of some Muslims today. The sunnah is presented to them, it's clear, oh, I don't have to do it. It's only recommended. My man didn't say it. It's Arab culture, it's this, it's that, it's so on and so on and so forth. Allah knows what's in my heart, Allah knows my intentions, Allah, that's it. That's what many people say today. But Ibn Mas'ud said, if you leave off his sunnah, obligatory sunnah, recommended sunnah, if you leave off his sunnah, you cannot be upon guidance. And And this is a rule in the deen. No sunnah, no guidance. Khair inshallah. As-Sanani rahimahullah ta'ala, he then says, this hadith also proves us is that a person should be balanced and it's lawful for him to enjoy permissible things. And he should not harm himself, kill himself, and destroy himself by leaving off the permissible things. And it also proves, he says, that the Sharia al-Muhammadiyah, Muhammad's legislature, is based off of ease and facilitation. That's the asl. Gentleness is the foundation of hadith, not harshness. Harshness is secondary, is a last option. There's no other way except harshness, then we resort to harshness, violence, physicalness. And those who say that the asl, the way, is to be harsh and severe and stern, then we be soft and easy. Those people, they are ignorant of the basics of Muhammad's Sharia. The basic of Muhammad's what? Sharia. The Sharia is based off of ease. It's not based off of difficulty and hardship. The Sunnah is a means of mercy to the people. It's not a means of punishment. The Sunnah of Muhammad is a means of uniting people. It is not a means of separating and disunifying people. The moment people are split up, separated into groups and schisms and parties, know one thing for sure, that's not Muhammad's way. It may be the way of someone else or something else, but it's not Muhammad's way. Muhammad's Sunnah is a beautiful mercy, and it unites people. As-Sanani rahimahullah ta'ala, he then says, وفي الحديث الرد على من منع استعمال الحلال من الطيبات مأكلا وملبسا. Another benefit we take from this hadith is a refutation of those who prevent people from doing lawful things in that which they eat and drink and that which they wear. In other words, there were some scholars, some people of knowledge who say, don't eat fine foods. Don't drink fine drinks. Don't wear nice clothes. Because a person should be what? Zuhd, ahsant. Zuhd. Don't look nice, don't smell nice, don't eat good things. Because we should practice what? Zuhd. As-Sanani says, this hadith, it rebukes them. But Fulan, Imams, this hadith what? It rebukes that claim. As-Sanani then says, قال القاضي عياض رحمه الله هذا من ما اختلف فيه السلف فمنهم من ذهب إلى ما قاله الطبري ومنهم من عكس واستدل بقوله تعالى أذهبتم طيباتكم في حياتكم الدنيا قال والحق أن الآية في الكفار. Al-Qadi Iyad, from the scholars of the past, he says this issue is something that the people of the past, they differed over. There's more than one view among the pious predecessors. So we benefit from this hadith, or this statement of hadith, is that the pious predecessors, they did what? They differed. And the one who says that they never differed on this and that, they are, once again, ignorant people. They don't read. They're not educated. The pious predecessors, they differed. He says, some of them took the view of Al-Tabari, the great scholar of tafsir. In other words, Al-Tabari's view was, it's permissible to eat, to drink, to wear what you like, as long as it doesn't push you away from the laws of dhikr. As long as it's not haram, it's not ill-gotten, it's not from alcohol, it's not from something that's lewd and illicit, then it's permissible to look nice, to eat nice, to drink nice. Others from the pious predecessors, they took the view of the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran al-Kareem, which Allah says, أَذْهَبْتُمْ طَيِّبَاتِكُمْ فِي حَيَاتِكُمْ الدُّنْيَا. That Allah says to the kuffar, or He speaks to the people and He says, you took all your good things in the worldly life. In other words, in hereafter you have nothing but fire. Because you did what? You used all your credit up. You have no more credit. Good drinks, good food, good clothing, fulfilling your sexual desires, you exhausted those things where? In the dunya. So now in the hereafter you have nothing. So some of the pious predecessors, they use this verse to prove that a person should do what? Ahsant. Total zuhd. Abstain from these things. Everybody got this? Everybody understand this? We clear on this point, brothers and sisters. Solid. Antumana. Tayyib. Everybody clear on this? 100%. Tayyib, who can repeat to me what I just said? In simple, basic words, in your own words. La, jazakallah khair, sharaktana. Oh, I saw a hand. Who can repeat to me what I just said in simple, basic words? Nasir, fadam. Allah.
It is permissible to eat good, look good, and...
La, that's not what we just said. We said something else. Fadl Salih. Aslahak Allah.
He said, Sanani says that Qadr Iyad, one of the pious businesses, said that the pious businesses, the setup has, they have different in this.
They differ on an issue. It is not consensus. Some of the great Muslims of the past, they said what?
They said they went with the view of Tabari.
That it's permissible to eat, drink, have your pleasures as long as they are lawful and as long as it does not push you from Allah's dhikr. Everybody clear on that? And others, they said what? Why? ليش؟ لماذا?
To enjoy it for the rest.
Why? Why they have to abstain? What's the proof? They went against Islam, they didn't love the Sunnah, what's the lid they used?
Kufar.
The verse in the Quran, in which Allah criticizes and repudiates we don't say the kuffar because that's an interpretation. He says, "Adhabatum, you've taken away, you've exhausted everything. Class. It's no more." Everybody got this? I told you to save your money for a rainy day. You spent it on the sunny days. A rainy day comes, you're bored. I say, what do you say? What do you tell your child? You say what? You spend everything in your piggy bank. There's nothing left. I told you to save though. I told you to abstain from spending what? Those coins. Everybody understand this? Everybody understand this point? Everybody understand this? I told you to do what with your money? Save it wisely for a rainy day. You refuse, you wanted to spend it. Rainy day comes, you turn the piggy bank over, and I say, you spent it all. Son, there's nothing left. Everybody understand this? As-Sanani, he then says, and the correct view is that this verse is pertaining to the kuffar and not the Muslims. So this shows us that the people of knowledge can differ over an issue, and they differ over understanding the dalil. Not that they don't have a dalil. Not that they don't want the dalil, but they differ over the what? The interpretation of it. Very important point. This is in the Quran, Allah's speech. So if they differ over Allah's speech, then what do you think about they're differing over a hadith? Or they're differing over a statement of one of the companions? They're differing over a statement of a scholar. You have to take it. You must take it. There's no thinking. Khalas. Shaykh Fulan said it. This is Allah's speech that they differ over. It's not common sense, ikhwan. Billah alaykum yani. Common sense. If it's permissible to differ over understanding the speech of Allah, the creator of the worlds, how can it not be permissible to differ over the statement of an imam or of a sheikh? Where's our minds, ikhwan? This is why some people are going to go to hellfire. Because Allah gave them brains to think, but they refuse to think. It's not a scholarly aspect, it's common sense. Basic issue right here. Allah's speech, they differ over it. But you can't differ over what my sheikh tells you. You have to take it 101% face value as it said. And if you don't, so it's very important, brothers and sisters. Moving on. As-Sanani, he then says, وَقَدْ أَخَذَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم بالأمرين والأولى التوسط في الأمور وعدم الإفراط في ملازمة الطيبات فإنه يؤدي إلى الترفه والبطر ولا يأمن من الوقوع في الشبهات. As-Sanani says, and the best view in this issue is to be in the middle. Not too far to the right, nor too far to the left. And that is because when a person goes extreme in eating and drinking and his or her sexual desires, car, phone, shoes, pocketbooks, whatever, he says it leads a person to being, he says, tarafuh, just being too luxurious. And it leads to pride and arrogance. It leads to pride, arrogance, and conceit. It's well known in pop culture. If I can spend $100,000 on this and that, what do you think about the rest of my money? These are my shoes, my glasses, my watch, my chain, my clothes. Is this not the case? It leads to conceit. Tafadhal.
Where is the limit as far as in tafsir? Where's the limit? Because some people will go what you're saying and say that's acceptable for them.
What is the limit? We say is that it's relative and it's subjective from person to person, time to time, depending on your status and what you do for a living. Let's make an example of this. Is it permissible to spend $25,000, $30,000 on a watch or $10,000 on a watch? For some people, yes. For others, no. We have a leader of a country a president, an ambassador, a prime minister. He's meeting with kings and queens and presidents, traveling. He can walk around with a $5 Casio watch on his wrist that says water resistant, not waterproof, water resistant. No, really. That is an insult to himself, to his country, and to the people that he's meeting. And it could be a means of him showing off. Like he's so pious. He has so much. Look at his watch. How much money he makes a year, and he wears a plastic watch for $5. There's no doubt he has to present himself in a certain way. And Allah has also blessed that person with affluent wealth. And the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ states, إِنَّ اللَّهَ إِذَا أَنْعَمَ عَلَى عَبْدٍ أَحَبَّ أَنْ يُرَى أَثَرُ نِعْمَتِهِ عَلَيْهِ. That when Allah gives a slave something, Allah loves for the effects of that blessing to be shown and to be manifested. Allah gave you thousands of dollars, it should show. Not out of conceit, but this is what Allah blessed me with, alhamdulillah. Then we have a man who works 12 hours out the day, 6 days a week. He lives in a small one-bedroom apartment. He can barely provide the necessary things for his family members, and he has a presidential Rolex. We may say here, you can't wear that. Because not only is that out of your budget, but the people that you're among, that you live with, is going to be a major means of conceit. But to an ambassador, it's nothing. He has a presidential Rolex and he has another one. It's odd, it's normal. But among people in the urban city, he stands out. So we say this is one of the ways that we determine where there is a what? Limit. Make sense, this example? It also depends on the place. Something that's customary for people to have nice shoes. And we have a village and people are customary to walking barefoot. That's different. So there is no specific rule of what you can and cannot do. The general rule is that, the general principle is that if it's lawful, if it's customary, if it's within your budget, you're not conceited, and you can spend, give on Allah's cause, spend, give sadaqah, la bas. Okay? Allah, He tells us in the Quran al-Kareem that the people of the Kahf, when they woke up, they told one of their friends to do what? To go where? What do we say about the Quran al-Kareem, Umar? Every verse can be used as a dalil. What did they say to that person? They said, go to the city and do what? What does the verse say in Arabic? We're those who memorize the Quran. أيوة كمل أيكم أزكى إيش جيبوا بسم الله. Allah says what? They sent him to the city with the silver, and they said, bring back the best food. They just woke up out of sleep, out of slumber for years. Don't bring us back food, bring back what? The best food. Gourmet. Sahih. Everybody, but class. Moving on. We don't want to stay on that too long. What's important is that there is no specific rule, but it all depends, as I said, on the person and the place, on the time, and on your financial situation. Wallahu ta'ala alam. And that applies to other aspects of the religion with regards to wearing clothes that are outstanding. Who has a pocket watch, Mufti? Why are you the only one with a pocket watch? It's haram if you have a pocket watch. You're showing off. No one else, anybody in this must have a pocket watch. Raise your hand if you pocket watch. No, this is a real issue. The hadith that states that those who wear clothing of fame will wear clothing of shame in hereafter. That hadith is a long issue over its authenticity, it being da'if, but the concept, what does it mean? What is the limit? What's the level? He has nice shoes that nobody else has. He can't wear nice shoes. It all depends on the time and the place, and most importantly, on your intentions. Alright, moving on. We don't want to, let's get back, inshallah. As-Sanani says, it's best to do that which is balanced, because it can lead to pride and conceit. And he says it also leads a person to falling into that which is at least doubtful. When you eat everything, you drink everything, you enjoy everything that's permissible, it can lead you to being lax in that which is what? Haram, that which is gray, that which is in the middle. Moving on. فإن من اعتاد ذلك قد لا يجده أحيانا فلا يستطيع الصبر عنه فيقع في المحظور. Why is this? Those who constantly have to eat the best, drink the best, wear the best, drive in the best. He says those who constantly do this, whenever they can't find that, they don't have the patience. I'm used to eating like this, drinking like this, staying in a 6-star hotel. And when they go somewhere and it's not a 6-star hotel, they don't have the sabr. They complain and they may do the haram to get it. I have to have this, I can't sleep. You want me to sleep in this 5-star hotel? It's nothing. It's disrespectful. So he may go out and do some haram to get what he can to sleep where he wants to sleep. That's a very important point in your deen, brothers and sisters. Being accustomed to something so that when you don't have it, you can have the patience. In other words, even though you drive every day, you should walk from time to time. Take a walk. Because when your car breaks down, you get out your car, you're cursing, slandering, swearing, you're angry. You may do something to somebody because your car's broken down and you're still driving. Khayr inshallah, moving on. What time is it then? As-Sanani rahimahullah then says, كما أن من منع من تناول ذلك أحيانا قد يفضي به إلى التنطع والتكلف المؤدي إلى الخروج عن السنة المنهي عنه. And he goes on the opposite side, brothers and sisters, the opposite side. He says, and those who always avoid the permissible things, it can lead them to being extreme and excessive, which goes against and outside of the sunnah. Okay, don't eat that, that's too expensive. Don't buy that, that's too much. Don't wear that, you should wear the generic brand, no frills. That can lead you to being too harsh and over excessive in something. So there's a balance. He then says, وَيُرُدُ عَلَيْهِ صَلِيهُ قَوْلُ تَعَالَى قُلْ مَنْ حَرَّمَ زِينَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي أَخْرَجَ لِعِبَادِهِ وَالطَّيِّبَاتِ مِنَ الرِّزْقِ كما أن الأخذ بالتشديد في العبادة يؤدي إلى الملل القاطع لأصلها وملازمة الاقتصار على الفرائض مثلا وترك النفل يفضي إلى البطالة وعدم النشاط إلى العبادة وخيار الأمور أوساطها. He says, in another refutation of that opinion, that you can't enjoy permissible things in the dunya, is the clear meaning of Allah's statement, say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has made the adornment of Allah impermissible? Who? Who has forbidden Allah's zina? Not zina, zina. Allah's adornment. Who? Who can raise their hand and says, I make unlawful, but Allah says it's lawful? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, the zina that Allah has given His slaves in the tayyibat, good, fine, permissible things of rizq. Who? Nobody. So he says that opinion is false. Those who take that view. He then says, being extreme in acts of worship leads a person to becoming bored, and for you losing your total desire for that act of ibadah. When you go too hard, too fast, you're going to stop like a match. The match, it starts off, it's hot, it blazes, but it goes out very soon. Is this not the case? We all know the famous story of the hare and the tortoise. Hare is fast, quick, agile, but it exhausts, it tires quickly. The tortoise is slow, step by step, piece by piece, and it eventually wins the race. It's a very important principle, Abu Hanif. How many students of knowledge have we seen come overseas and they do what we call, they go durus crazy. Sit here, this class, that class, flan, chick, flan. They go crazy. And then 2 months go by, 3 months go by, they stop studying, period. And wallahi, I saw this when I was in Yemen. A brother came from Philadelphia, he said, I'm going to the Maj, I'm going here, I'm going to study, leave this place, come with me right now. Wallahi, he went to the Maj, he came back, a week later, he was about to die. He left Yemen on the first thing smoking, as they say. Left, boom, stop studying. Start off with a balance. You go too far, too fast, too crazy, he says it's going to lead, not only are you going to become weak, but he says you're going to do what? You're going to stop altogether. Right? As-Sanani, he then says, خير إن شاء الله. نعم. تفضل. طيب تفضل. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله اللهم ربنا هذا الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة محمد المسير والفضيلة وبعث مقام محمود الذي بعث صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.
In concluding, brothers and sisters, the author he says, just as when you don't perform extra ibadah, voluntary acts of worship, it leads to a person becoming lazy and lethargic in the obligatory acts of worship. When you don't have enough juice to go and do the extra stuff, it leads to your obligatory things being performed in a poor, weak manner. He says, and the best thing is always that which is in the middle. He then concludes the explanation of this hadith by saying, وأراد صلى الله عليه وسلم بقوله فمن رغب عن سنتي عن طريقتي فليس مني أي ليس من أهل الحنيفية السهلة بل الذي يتعين عليه أن يفطر ليقوى على الصوم وينام ليقوى على القيام وينكح النساء ليعف نظره وفرجه. He says, as for the part of the hadith that states, those who do not want my sunnah are not for me. He says, and what's meant here is my tariqah. My tariqah, not the tariqah of this person or that person. We're not talking about that tariqah. Tariqah Muhammadiyya. Muhammad's tariqah. Everybody understand this? The tariqah of Muhammad. And any other tariqah that's not kitab and sunnah is a false tariqah. No matter who says it, no matter who promotes it, no matter where it comes from. There's only one tariqah. And that tariqah is the tariqah Muhammadiyya. Tariqah of Muhammad. No other turuq. Right. He says, those who don't want my tariqah, my way, those, he says, فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي, they're not from the pure, simple, easy religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Easy religion of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He says, rather, it is mandatory for those who want to fast to eat, to get the physical strength. Those who want to pray, they should sleep to have the power to stand up and pray at night. And he says, and it's mandatory for those to marry, to keep your gaze and your private area or your chastity safe and clean. He then says, وَقِيلَ أَنْ أَرَادَ مَنْ خَالَفَ هَدْيَهُ صلى الله عليه وسلم وطريقته أن الذي أتى به من عبادة أرجح مما كان عليه صلى الله عليه وسلم فمعنى ليس مني أي ليس من أهل ملتي لأن اعتقاد ذلك يؤدي إلى الكفر. That's the first understanding of that part of the hadith. The second understanding of that part of the hadith is those who believe that what they do of ibadah is better than what Muhammad did. Pay close attention to these words. What they did of worship is better than Muhammad's way, then that hadith means they are not from the people of my religion. As if he's saying they're not Muslims. Because for a person to believe that what Muhammad did is insufficient, and what I'm doing is heavier, deeper, more powerful, better, close to Allah, he says then that leads to disbelief. Kufr akbar. For a person to believe that this is Muhammad's way, this is how he did it, what he did, but I have something better. I have something more, I have something that Allah loves even greater. He says that leads to a person no longer being a Muslim. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for refuge from that. The next hadith that we mention in the next class, inshallah, is the hadith in which the Messenger of Allah forbade a person from living that type of life. We'll stop here. If there's anything that someone wants to add, anybody want to comment on anything, correct anything, ask any questions about the topic, other than the topic, now is the time, inshallah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah surely knows best. Inshallah. Next week, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, inshallah, brother Mufti Muhammad Munir is going to be every Friday after Salatul Maghrib. Brothers, I just want to say, maybe in a minute. Actually, I love the style of brother Muhammad Munir. Those who don't know, Muhammad Munir, look, he's so young, and he's young. Graduated from Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara. He did his master, and now on his way to do his PhD. And he memorized the Quran, right? Yeah, he has it for the Quran. Brothers, his method is very balanced. Islam doesn't depend on hardship. A lot of Muslim case other people because of their harshness. It's so harsh. They make it so difficult. Even for their own Muslims. Sometimes people, they don't salam other Muslim because he's not from my sect, he's not from my group. And we notice, if you look at the history from 1990 until now, how many Muslim, you know, they must get out of business. No more, don't exist because they came to the hardship. Everybody's deviant, everybody not in the tariq, everybody not on this and this. And really in this masjid, we welcome all the Muslims. You are our brothers. We do make mistakes, correct us. Help us in a nice way. But when you come, Assalamu alaikum, oh, you deviant, we don't shake your hand. I'm a Muslim like you, I make salam and do everything like you, the way you do. You're not better than me in any way. Please, brothers, let us be balanced Muslim and come to the classes. And this is the brother who sat down for a long time and studied in front of other Muslim scholars, big scholars. And the scholars all the time differ. Go read, sometimes don't just come with one way and impose it on other people. Sheikh Al-Albani said, fasting on Saturday haram, 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 right? This is his fatwa. But did you hear the fatwa of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen? Did you hear the fatwa of Sheikh Muhammad Raslan? Did you hear the other shuyukh? A lot of things about the dhahab al-muhallaq. You know the dhahab al-muhallaq? What do you say, dhahab al-muhallaq?
Yeah, it's circular jewelry, a ring,
Yeah.
a necklace.
Just, I'm gonna finish now. For the dhahab, the circulated jewelry, some sheikh they said it's haram for the woman. Some sheikh said it's halal. So sometimes, even if you take one opinion, don't think other people, when they take the other opinion, they're wrong. And this is from the usul of the fiqh. Brothers, come, let us come and listen and ask, and inshallah, Allah will help us when we do the best we can to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And everybody is khata' wa khayrul khata'in at-tawabun.
I've been asking a question like you said, there's a story, there's a reason behind every hadith.
We didn't say that.
We didn't